All right, let's talk about a critical maintenance job for your farm. We're going to tackle a problem that can quietly sabotage your yields, mineral clogging in your drip irrigation system. And I'm going to show you exactly how to fix it with a targeted acid treatment.
Okay, so let's dive right in. Do any of these symptoms sound familiar? If they do, trust me, you are not alone. It's so easy to blame other things, but a lot of the time, the real culprit is hiding right inside your irrigation lines, slowly starving your plants of the water they desperately need.
So here's our game plan. We're going to start by understanding why clogging is such a huge deal. Then figure out how to diagnose the type of clog you have. After that, we'll walk through the entire acid treatment process, from prep work to the all-important safety rules, and finally, how to keep this from happening all over again.
Look, your drip irrigation system is a serious investment in efficiency and crop health. It's a precision tool, but, just like any high-performance gear, it can silently lose its edge if you don't keep it maintained. And the number one threat? Clogging.
And the consequences? Well, they hit you right where it hurts, your bottom line. Uneven watering means some plants are drowning while others are thirsty, which leads to patchy growth and a lower yield. It's a total waste of water, fertilizer, and, of course, your money.
So how do we fight back? Well, the first step is to know what you're up against. Because believe me, not all clogs are the same. They really fall into two main camps, and each one needs a totally different battle plan.
And this right here is the key distinction. On one side, you've got your organic clogs. That's the slimy gunk from algae and bacteria. You'd fight that with something like chlorine. But on the other side, you have mineral clogs. These are the hard, gritty deposits we're zeroing in on today, and for these, you need a different weapon entirely.
And that's the crucial point. For those tough, crusty mineral clogs, acid is our most effective tool. It doesn't just try to push the blockage out of the way. No, it chemically dissolves it, breaking it down so it can be flushed right out of the system for good.
So what's actually happening here? Well, the acid basically has a chemical reaction with the mineral deposits, things like calcium carbonate. It breaks them down into tiny particles that dissolve in water, which lets you just wash them away, bringing your emitters back to life.
Now, you've got a few options when it comes to the type of acid you can use. And what's really cool is that some of them, like phosphoric and nitric acids, actually do double duty. While they're cleaning out your lines, they're also providing valuable phosphorus and nitrogen, which is a nice little nutrient bonus for your crops.
Okay, enough of the theory. Let's get our hands dirty and walk through exactly how this is done. This is the real meat of what we're talking about today, so we're going to break it down step by step.
First things first, before a single drop of acid goes anywhere, you gotta prep. Check your pipes. Make sure they can handle it. Polyethylene and PVC are usually fine, but you absolutely want to avoid using acid with older asbestos cement pipes. It can wreck them. Then, give the whole system a good long flush with clean water to get rid of any loose dirt. That way, the acid can focus on the tough stuff.
All right, next up is figuring out the right recipe, and this is not a guessing game. The whole goal is to get the water's pH level down to somewhere between 2 and 4. That's the super acidic sweet spot where mineral scale really starts to dissolve.
And the way you do this is with a simple but super important test called an acid titration. You just take a sample of your own irrigation water, then using a pH meter or some test strips, you slowly add tiny measured amounts of acid until you hit that target pH. This tells you exactly how much acid you need for your water. You can even dunk a clogged emitter in it to see it work.
Okay, don't let the formulas scare you. Once you have that magic number from your titration test, you just plug it into these standard equations. This lets you calculate the exact rate you need to inject the acid and how much you'll need for the whole job. It completely takes the guesswork out of it.
And now, the main event. Get the system running and start injecting the acid. Now, here's a crucial tip. Go check the pH at the emitter that's farthest away from your injection point. Once that one hits the target pH, you know the acid has filled the whole system. Let it run for another 10 or 15 minutes just to be sure. Then shut everything down and let it soak for an hour. This is when the magic really happens.
We are not done yet. This last step is just as important as all the others, the final flush. After the acid has dissolved all those minerals, you've got to get all that gunk and the leftover acid out of your pipes. You'll flush everything, every single line, until the water is running totally clear and the pH is back to normal.
Okay, everybody, let's hit pause for a second because we need to talk about something that is absolutely non-negotiable: safety. We are dealing with hazardous materials here. This process works, but you have to do it with extreme care. Your safety is without a doubt the #1 priority.
If you only remember one safety rule from this entire explainer, please let it be this one. Write it down, memorize it. Adding water to concentrated acid can cause a violent, explosive reaction that will splash hot, corrosive liquid everywhere. Always, always, always add the acid slowly to the water. So here is your safety checklist, and there are no shortcuts. Wear your PPE, goggles, gloves, the whole deal. Make sure you have a backflow preventer installed so you don't contaminate your water source. Inject the acid after any metal filters to avoid corrosion. And never, ever, ever mix acid with chlorine. That can create deadly chlorine gas. Seriously.
Fantastic. The system is clean. So, how do we keep it that way? You see, acid cleaning is what you do when there's already a problem. The real goal is to be proactive and stop the clogs before they even start.
And this is where a little bit of data becomes your best friend. Right after a cleaning or when your system is brand new, go out and take some baseline measurements of the flow rate and the pressure. Write it down in a logbook. This is your perfectly healthy benchmark.
Now, by doing these checks regularly, maybe once a week or once a month, and comparing the new numbers to your baseline, you create your own early warning system. The moment you see a drop in flow or pressure of more than 5%, you know something's starting to build up, and you can jump on it before it ever impacts your crop.
So let's wrap this all up. Clogs are a silent profit killer. Your first move is to identify the enemy. If it's mineral buildup, acid is your solution. Then you just follow the process. Prep, test, inject, soak, and flush. And through it all, put safety above everything else. Finally, use regular monitoring to stay one step ahead of the problem.
So, I'll leave you with this final thought. It's really easy to look at maintenance as just another chore on a never-ending to-do list. But as we've just seen, the health of your irrigation system is directly tied to the health of your crops and your business. Proactive maintenance isn't a cost. It's truly one of the best investments you can make in your farm's future.